A parent's worst nightmare. 4-year-old Mark Bookal allegedly disappears from his own apartment, right under the nose of mom's boyfriend, 30-year-old Corey Berg, who was supposed to be watching the child.
This is the door, the back door, that leads to an alley, which is what the mother's boyfriend says was wide open when he realized that Mark had gone missing.
He's not going to walk out the house like that. He's scared of people. You got to tell me something better than that. He just will walk away and nobody know where he's at.
He doesn't wander off. He doesn't go to strangers.
Law enforcement executing a search warrant on the home and arresting the mom's boyfriend, the babysitter, Corey Berg, charging him with misdemeanor endangering the welfare of a child.
Wherever he's at, just let him come home, please. He didn't do anything to you. He didn't do nothing. He didn't ask for this. Just let him come home, Marie.
The tip line, 800-FIND-KID, a.k.a. 800-346-3543, straight to Rupert McElhaney, our producer there at the Newburgh Police Department. Where is this boy? The story doesn't make sense to me.
Nancy, we're here in Newburgh where 4-year-old Mark Bookal disappeared about 1 p.m. yesterday. He disappeared from his 2-story apartment building where he lived with his mom, his mom's boyfriend, and his 3 siblings. We don't know where little Mark is tonight.
I didn't understand that it's a 2-story apartment building. I thought it was a single-house dwelling. That changes things. Go ahead, Rupa.
That's right, Nancy. It's a 2-story apartment dwelling. You walk into the first floor, you have the front door, and you have living space and dining room. Then you go downstairs, which is where the living quarters are. And that is also where the back door, the alley door, which is where little Mark went missing from. That's the door that the boyfriend says was left wide open.
Joining me also tonight is a very special guest. He is the host of Street Court, Judge Michael Mazzarello. Michael, you know, you and I go way, way back, long before you were a big star on Street Court. You used to be a prosecutor, Michael, just like me. What is your analysis of this case? What have you learned?
I was here all day. I had learned that the police officers in the city of Newburgh are scouring every inch, every block. The state troopers are out, dogs are out, posters, community activists, and we're looking for this boy actively. I have the chief of police here. You're going to speak to him shortly. Everything humanly possible to find this boy is being done, Nancy, and we're just hoping that we have a good outcome here.
Well, Michael, given your schedule shooting Street Court, I really appreciate you being with us tonight and taking such an interest in this little boy's life. Mark Anthony Bookal, missing, just 4 years old in this cold weather. Joining us, special guest, Chief of Police of Newburgh Police Department, Eric Palilli. Chief Palilli, it's a real honor to have you with us. What is the temperature there tonight, Chief?
Thank you very much for having me. The temperature here tonight is just about freezing. I'd say about 32 degrees.
Chief Palilli, what did the little boy have on when he went missing?
He had a shirt, he had sweatpants and sneakers on.
Now, Chief, what is the scenario the live-in boyfriend is giving police about the child's disappearance?
That he discovered the child missing out the back door that leads to a backyard that communicates with an alleyway adjacent to the building, and then other backyards on another street.
Chief, who all was home? What time of the day was it when the boy allegedly went out the back door?
We got the call at about 10 after 1 yesterday afternoon, and according to the caller at the time, the child had been missing and out of his eyesight at that point for only about 10 minutes.
So within 10 minutes, he felt he should call police?
Yes, according to the caller, that's exactly. He went downstairs, saw that the door was open, saw that the child was nowhere around, looked around a bit, and then decided to call police.
Now, Chief, isn't it true that he said the child wanted to go over to the aunt's home, the aunt?
Ordinarily, the course of business would be for the child to go to a house adjacent to theirs, an aunt who is a babysitter. And he thought originally that might have happened. However, he checked that as well prior to the arrival of the first officers, and obviously it was not the case.
Chief Palilli, did he physically go to the aunt's home to look for the boy and then come back to the home to call police?
He called us on a cell phone. He was out in front of the residence when police officers arrived.
So did he go to the aunt's home before he called police?
Yeah, it appears that he did exactly that and then called the police from the street.
Okay, back to you, Rupert Michelangelo. What more can you tell me?
Well, what we do know, and I spoke with Christina Bookal, the mother, today, and she said that it was the ordinary course of business that her sister, which is little Mark's aunt, would babysit from time to time when it was necessary. Sometimes he just wanted to hang out with his aunt. So that day, her boyfriend said that he wanted to go see the aunt, and that's where he was headed.
Everyone, you're seeing video outside the home where this little boy is freezing tonight, a 4-year-old boy missing in Newburgh. Joining me right now, the mother of the missing child, Christina Bookal. Ms. Bookal, thank you for being with us. What do you know about the child's disappearance? What did the boyfriend tell you what happened?
That he wanted to go over to his aunt's house, and he said, okay, he can go, but he went out the door and he went out after him shortly and he wasn't there. So he had called me and told me he wasn't next door.
Did he call you before or after he called police?
I believe it was after.
Now, did the little boy go to school yesterday?
No, he didn't. He said his stomach was hurting.
What was wrong?
From time to time, his stomach is hurting and he just don't want to go to school.
Is this the boyfriend's biological son?
Is who?
Who's the father of this little boy?
Yule. It's not Corey.
Okay, so it's not Corey Bird. This is not his biological son.
No.
Where's the father?
He's here in Newburgh today.
Is he normally in Newburgh or does he live elsewhere?
He lives in Connecticut, but time to time he comes to Newburgh.
Okay, Michael Mazzarella, I mean, the first thing you look at is who was around the child at the time he goes missing. Take a look at Mark Anthony Bookal. He's only 4'3", 42 pounds, light-skinned, medium-length, sandy brown afro. Michael, what about the father? I assume police have checked him out. He wanted the boy back.
And I actually checked him out, too. I interviewed him at length. Nancy denies any involvement in it. He lays the blame on the boyfriend.